Hello everyone, viewers, archive people and the like. Welcome back to KSP Live today with episode 3. I'm Lorenzo and we are going to try for the moon. Now, longtime players of the game will recognize that as a ridiculously easy mission. Unfortunately for the bookies this episode, we are playing in the real solar system with 3.5 times increased part cost and other difficulty enhancers such as Ferrum Aerospace, Deadly Re-Entry and those mods. And that means that, well, things are a fair bit harder. Combine that with our non-progression of the tech tree and pretty broke bank account, things may very well go horribly wrong this episode. I'm just updating the forum thread on the KSP community, saying that we're now live. We're now live for episode 3. Hurrah! Actually, let's not add hurrah, that makes things look weird. A quick reply. I said on the forums I was going to stream at 8. It's now 8:12 in my time zone, so I'm 12 minutes late. Well, sincere apologies for that. Let's see. Currently starting up my second screen so I can follow the chat if that is actually online. I think it is. Everything looks good to go. No, it doesn't. I'm not seeing a live stream in the... Yes, it is. Everything is live. Fortunately... Well, not fortunately, but everything is live. I have 0 viewers. That should start increasing. Anyway, that gives me some leisurely minutes to design a vessel. What I'm thinking for this episode is I don't have the funds as of yet to conquer the moon. Low end of moon conquering is of course a Stay-Putnik probe core that either impacts, circles or even lands on it. That would be the maximum attainable goal. Of course, even Maximizer, their goal would be to land a Kerbal on the moon, but well, that is not in the cards as of yet, no. Look, we have just under 60,000 funds, and people that watched the previous stream will have seen that we just barely made orbit with 400 funds to spare. That was very much a make or break moment for the program. We have 12 science units, and that leaves us with exactly nothing to buy. Now, we need money and we need science, so let's head on over to the mission control building, where we can possibly... this is not mission control. The real solar system mod somehow jitters about the placement of these buildings in the KSC, making it relatively hard to click something. Right, we get some funds here to test the basic jet engine landed at Kerbin. What I want to do is make a plane, which would be good on the reusability front, so that would be a relatively cheap way to test things, and use that plane to test parts. For instance, in flight over Kerbin, 8 kilometers to 17 kilometers, that is very much attainable by plane. So let's accept this contract, let's accept this contract. The launch stability enhancer can very much be tested at Kerbin. Splash down is a little bit harder, because then we have to splash down something and test the engine there. We will wait with that for a later date. So for now we will start and try to design our space program. Hey, chat is asking what the hell happened to episodes 1 and 2. They happened 2 days ago. They happened in a row though, so that could have been confusing. Episode 0 was the selection of the mods, episode 1 was escaping the atmosphere, and episode 2 was attaining orbit, which you saw. On the YouTubes there is currently episode 0 and 1 in the archives, and episode 2 is ready, but I will put that live tomorrow, I think, or maybe later tonight. I don't want to spam my subscribers with too many video releases. So let's see what we can design in the spaceplane hangar here. A Mark 1 cockpit, obviously. We have a experimental jet engine, so that makes me want to not complete the contract to test the jet engine. Wait, but we can't really avoid to. Oh, that's a bummer. I hope these contracts give us science then. Let's see, do we even have the jet engine unlocked properly? That would be a little bit of a snag in our plan to make a plane to not have jet engines unlocked. No, I don't think we do. Yeah, we need 90 science for a proper unlocking of jet engines. So how do we get off the ground? We as long as we want to use the jet engine, we need to get off the ground with something like a booster. That's something we can do. Another problem potentially is that we don't have the liquid fuel tanks yet. Or air intakes. Okay, that's a big problem. This plan, there goes this plan, really, that doesn't work. Shit. It's very nice that they give us a experimental engine, but they don't give us experimental intakes. So, yeah, that's not going to happen. What we can do is do all the landed contracts. Yeah, we'll just do that. Have a no flight scenario. And we want this, of course, to be... Well, we can have 2 and activate 1, because we don't want this thing to fall and then be unhappy. So this is the cheese plane for a little bit of money. Cat is saying the stream is laggy. Let's have a look. I'm so far at 0 dropped frames at a solid 3 to 5 megabits per second. So this time I think it could be your end. There's no dropped frames here. So for now, on my end, everything is looking fine. Right, so let's test the engine and the launch clamp whilst landed at Kerbin. There we go. And that's nice. Nice. There is a new version of debris fund available. I'll keep with the old version for now. Cool, cool, cool. We have some funds. Now we should be over 60 grand. Recover. No new ribbons for Jebediah? Jebediah came back. Wait, I don't get this. We started with 49,000 funds. And the contract surely didn't pay out as much. And we got a full refund. So where the hell did we get this much funds from? Wait, is this playing fair? It seems as though the refund... Wait, let's try that again. Is that an exploit to get funds? As long as you don't launch the ship, it doesn't deduct the funds, and then... Right, so we're at 63,000 funds, 15,000 for launch. Let's launch that. Oh yeah, the jet engine is not available anymore, so let's launch it without the jet engine. That puts the cost at 12,000. Did we just find a exploit? Right, well let's activate one of the launch clamps as before, and now recover the vessel. We should get 100% of the cost back. Yeah, and not get any more money. Seems to work fine this way. But I didn't think we get that much cash for the contract. We didn't get 4K for that stupid contract, did we? Even... Oh well. Oh, this is a nice mission we can do. They want us to send science data from space around Kerbin. Nice. That's something we can definitely do. We'll just send a sounding rocket up into space. This is good money making potential. Accept that contract. And we can test the booster also. Yes, 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 yes. Sounds good. I will just make a try booster thing and launch the second booster at this low altitude. Seems like a plan. And test the Rockomax brand decoupler in flight over Kerbin. Yeah, we can just take that along and fire that off once that's required of us. Yes, 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 yes. Parachute will not be... Let's see. I don't think we'll use the parachute on this flight, so let's keep it a little bit simple. And see what we can do. What do we have on? We have lots of contracts now. We can try the engine one, the liquid engine. Yeah, I have an idea for a spaceship, and I will build it. Orbit Sciences. We will start with a Stay Put Nick. We will add a girder, which is fortunately cheap. We will add science on the inside of the girder. We'll add double science. Ooh, that's expensive. But at least we will have something to do. We will add double antennae. We will add a reaction wheel. Because this thing I intend to bring it back. And we will add this much fuel, much rocket. No, it needs the LV-45 for the contract, of course. That needs to be activated for the contract. 23.6, and then we have solid boosters to take us off the pad. I think that's a good idea. Let's see, we'll have stack decouplers and we'll have a solid booster. This one will serve to do the test, and then we will have two of them attached to the side. Good evening, Colonel Jessup, coming online in the chat. These will be our lift-off boosters. First limited to 65. I don't want to boost too hard with these because that could be catastrophic. The aerodynamic nose cone is too expensive. If things explode, it will be a massive setback. That's not so nice. I do want parachutes. I want 4 parachutes for this, so that it goes down safely. That makes things incredibly expensive, but then again, they will be refunded mostly. And let's see. A Rockomax. We will save this for our dedicated test bed. The solid booster will, of course, fire. This one will fire it. Ooh, this is very slow for... No, we shall not do that. We shall endeavor to use this smaller engine, and we'll use the R&D plane for the LVT-45 engine test. So today we're doing the Rockomax solid booster test, and maybe this one? No, not this one. I thought we did this last time. The RT-10 solid fuel booster. Oh well. These specific orbit tests are going to be hard because these altitudes are not very conducive to orbiting here. Right. So we have science. Do we have any other science? We need some batteries though. Let's go for 4 batteries to allow some transmissions. And put the thing in a Surf Mystery Goo in Action Group 1. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Now all that we need is another parachute. Yeah, 1 parachute ought to do it for this. No, let's do 2, just to be safe. Full well half of this rocket price will consist of parachutes, but oh well. For anyone tuning in now, we're doing a sounding rocket into space with the sole purpose of, well, transmitting some data back home. I'm not particularly partial to these winglets being so expensive, but then again, this is a recovered stage, so it doesn't really matter. It's not an actual cost. What it does make, I mean, these high prices, it does mean that any failure is deadly, because explosions will, of course, preclude part recovery, and, well, that would be bad. So let's leave nothing to chance and strut our thing all the way to Kingdom Come. And spend 560 on a Kerbal engineering system. That's usually a good investment. Yeah, this should be plenty to get out, to peek out into space. That's what we want to do. And also to use some thrust to cushion the landing. Yeah, I'm feeling confident. We're going for science from space, and we're going to test the booster, and then hopefully we'll unlock some science to, well, actually report back some... forgot what I was going to say. We want to get some science to unlock jet engines so we can make R&D planes. Yes, that's the point. Right, launch. Right, let's test action group number 1. Cool, we got science. I mean, we can just cheese this science, recover the vessel now, and we'll have 3 science points. Nothing happened, but we got 3.7 science. Wonderful, so let's try that again. And this time try and get a goo sample from the upper atmosphere and from space. So, reaction wheels on. Keep an eye on the solid fuel booster here. That should be triggered between 2 and 8 kilometers, between 2 and 400 meters per second. There we go. Oh wait, almost messed up the staging. There we go. Alright then. These throttled down boosters making for a very slow yet controlled ascent. Not the most efficient way to lift off, but we've had some bad experiences with superbly high liftoff thrust shearing, burning off the stuff mounted on top of the rocket, which is something we don't want. Oh shit, yeah, the chat is saying that the fun bit will come for science contracts at Minmus, which of course is in the real solar system, Uranus, which will be amazingly hard to reach. Especially as the game thinks it's Minmus. Okay, launching the second booster to satisfy the contract and to accelerate our liftoff. Here we go, contract satisfied. Here's some money and 6 science points. Wonderful, trash that. Now we're getting into the, oh my god, are we going to burn up on ascent regions, which we don't want. We want to just neatly burn out this SRB and then let it gently parachute back down. Well, our two side SRBs are almost burnt out, so that will reduce acceleration a bit. We are in danger of burning up our rocket, but fortunately it seems to have worked out just fine. That means we can soon be free to jettison our stage, our expensive stage with all the parachutes. That is now free to return home. And we will continue upwards with our trusty LV-909 rocket. Let's see, our apoapsis is currently 130 kilometers. We still need to go higher to be qualified as spaceworthy. Let's see what our GU has to say about that. This is upper atmosphere. We will return that science. It's 7 points. That's really good. And we will save the second one for space. Let's see, the contract I think says return or recover. Yeah, transmit or recover. So we are fine to recover. So these transmit antennae are useless. That's fine because we're going to recover. Chat is saying there's not been a lot of XCOM streaming lately. That is completely true. I've been doing the new patch of KSP in lieu of XCOM. Also, the XCOM campaign is at a fairly dire point as of now, which makes it scary to stream. I will continue that if we do a few missions here and we can get a consensus in the viewers. Survival chance in RSS are better, instead of saying that. If we get a consensus amongst viewers, I can do some XCOM after a few launches, if you guys feel like that. There is a appreciable chance that things will, well, things will proceed to, what am I trying to say? Things will end quickly. People will die horribly in XCOM, and well, if that happens quickly, then well, we can go back to KSP. I'm not so good at talking this evening. Also, the boosters here have not been unloaded yet, although they are in atmosphere. So I reckon the game, the deletion scheme of what deletes the debris when, doesn't actually count the RSS definitions of space. That still uses the old Kerbin style. It's an interesting quirk there. Let's see if we're in space already. Yes, in space near Kerbin, wonderful. We can keep that data for, well, for taking back downsies. And now, basically, all we do is wait to get back down to the surface, so to recover that data. We can use a bit of time warping for that. There we go, falling back down. Back inside the atmosphere, or at least the one-time time acceleration zone. We are aiming for an island, because the closest we can land to the KSC, the happier we'll be. It is positively tiny though, is that it? I don't know what it is. I can't see the island anywhere. Maybe we have to go down lower. Oh, there it is! Something tells me that the KSC is represented rather larger than is reasonable. Right, I'm going to fire the rocket to get some retro thrust going. We're decelerating at about a meter per second. So that's not going to do a lot. At least it's going to preclude any more acceleration downwards. Right, in the meantime we got our debris back. It landed, but it didn't land super softly. That annoys me. Or is yellow just good? I mean, it landed at 6.42 meters per second. That's surely fine. We got lots of... Oh, we got only 35% of that? That's shockingly low, actually. Shit, I would have wanted more. But putting more parachutes on would have been more expensive as well. Don't know how to solve that pretty. Alright, let's see if we can make for that KSC area there. That would be nice. Something else that would be nice would be to not burn up. I'm going to deploy parachutes to that end. Yeah, steering to the KSC is definitely a luxury. Oh yeah, we sort of made it. No, we completely made it. Let's try to make for the KSC. Well, the parachutes are completely blocking any movement we can do, so 10 kilometers, we're through the heating phase. It wasn't particularly threatening, but it was daunting. And now we're coming down with our goo canisters to fulfill the contract of bringing back science from space and to get some actual science. The goo canister readings, though, are fairly limited, I feel. We get about 15 science from that. That's not going to unlock jet engines for us. So I'm hoping for a new contract with some science value. And Jesus, I put 2 radial parachutes per exhausted booster, and that still didn't land it in the green. Or maybe it landed in the water and that made it more horrible. I'm wondering why I didn't get more money back from the debt refund. Right, I'm firing up the engine again. Just to... Oh. I'm assuming the behavior is still in the game where if you're descending on parachutes and your speed is actually 0 on all axes, the parachutes vanish. So you always have to be a little bit careful with that when performing parachute assisted landings. If you use the engine too much, your parachutes will disappear. That is a bit of a problem sometimes. I do want to use the engine though to make the landing butter soft, so that even the engine survives as well. Right, there we go. Let's recover the vessel there before it falls over. Like the space, this is like a landing, well, except for the parachutes, it's like the SpaceX reusable stage landing. Awesome. Nothing happened. Hell, many things happened. We got science, 18.3 science, and we got parts. We got stuff back from our rocket. We made profit. But we wouldn't have made profit if it wasn't for the contract. So, yeah, things are still horrendously expensive. I don't know where these science numbers are coming from. What mission gave us this much science? I mean, I'm happy with it. Don't get me wrong. But I don't know where it came from. I mean, we only need 90 more science. Let's see. I'm very confused today. Oh, these things give lots of science. That's nice. That's the Rockomax 487S in flight over Kerbin. Yes, we will have to attempt another. We will have to attempt another science booster thing mission a jig. Let's try and make a vessel for that. We did some of that last episode and it didn't go completely well, but it went sort of well. So that's nice. We'll start with the capsule. Yes, the Rockomax 487S. What is that? Oh, that's the tiny engine here. Yeah. Where am I gonna stick that? Is that going to be the landed bit then? It could be. That is now designated the landed bit. With one parachute. I have a feeling if I put the parachute like that, it will unstabilize things. Although we're not intending to travel that fast this time around. Right, so we have the Rockomax Mark 55. That's a Mark 55 radial mount engine. That's this one, I think. Yeah. So we have to test that at 8,000 meters. And it's radial, so we don't have to worry about the rest of the rocket too much. That's nice. We can add 2 of those. Well, if we can add 2 of those. Or is the experimental thing only giving you 1? I think that's symmetrical. Yeah, so we can test those. The solid booster will be tested 20 kilometers. This will be, no, that's too much at once. Separaton in orbit, we can't do that. Orbit, we can't do that. Rockomax Brandy in flight over Kerbin at 14 kilometers. Yeah, and then we can attach the LVT's thing there. Let's just bring another fuel tank just to be sure that we have enough maneuvering fuel. Does this have any thrust at all? Yes, it does. So we can probably... Yeah, I'm feeling sort of confident. I'm feeling sort of confident. The thing isn't even too expensive yet. I will add parachutes to this whole thing. That will make it expensive though. And I will make the... We can test the... We can test the Rockomax brand decoupler whilst... Yeah. Why not? Let's start with a big decoupler and then a cheap booster. Yeah, that's fairly cheap. Let's see, we only need the one of these. Will that booster get us to 14 kilometers at this speed? It has a kilometer per second of delta V and a thrust to weight of 1.6. It might. It might. Chat, will this one booster do it for 14 kilometers? Chat is asking how the thing happened today. How the thing happened today. Well, speaking isn't going terribly well. We did a mission to bring back science from space, not orbit. That netted us some money. We are now at 93,000 funds, and we need just about 10 more science to unlock jet engines, and the aim is then to make a R&D plane, which will be fully recoverable. And with that, do science to unlock moon technology. At least that is the plan. Then we'll make a tiny probe that we will send to the moon. And hopefully that will give us some budgetary leeway. So that's approximately how things are going. Let's add 2 batteries just to not run out of juice. I'm not sure about this booster. It also needs to take us to the point where we can use the Mark 55s. Of that I am fairly confident. Yeah, I will do that. So we will fire the booster. Then we will fire the Mark 55s. Oh, and then the Mark 55s can carry us onward to the Rockomax separator point if need be. Yeah, that's a nice idea. And I will attach more parachutes here. No, this booster can fall spent, because if we get 30% back, it's not worth recovering with expensive parachutes. Chat is saying that the booster won't get us to 14 kilometers and that it usually pays off to listen to Nathan. Much appreciated, and actually I agree with the assessment, but I feel that the side boosters here will actually lift us the rest of the way there, and it will take us to 8 kilometers, I think. I think that should work. Yeah, that will work out. 8 kilometers is not that high. Then we get the Rockomax separation. Where is that? That's before 17 kilometers. And then we get the 23 kilometers for the LVT 45. That is nice. That's the engine over there. And then we go down a bit to 25 kilometers. We'll basically use our throttle control and then ditch everything and fire the 487S. Yeah. Now, aerodynamic assessment. Will this thing fly? I say hell no, it won't. I'm going to add a reaction wheel to the recovered bit of the spacecraft, just so that maybe it will fly. And it will have some control. Cost is 42 grand for this baby, which is hella scary, because even though lots of the expensive parts are supposed to be recoverable, if we face explosions, we face catastrophe. So Spear is an appropriate name for this thing. What I could do is add winglets to this, which would make it lots more expensive, but would possibly grant us some more control. Yeah, chat is saying to put the reaction wheel at the lower stage. That is reasonable. Because then our top stage, which will do the landing, is actually a little bit lighter. I'm wondering about the wings. If we explode and tip over, then we lose all the funds and we're basically back at square one. 3 wings. Boom. 4. 5, yeah, they are expensive. And then I can add... Then I will make it recoverable as well. Because that might then pay off. Boom. Yeah. Right, we have wings, we have reaction wheels, we have everything in order. This launch will cost us 52 grand, which hopefully will be refunded. Yes, there we go. Alright, let's pull up the contract window. I'm notoriously bad at remembering these things. First thing, this booster doesn't serve a contracting purpose at all. Leave the throttle in the middle. Activate the reaction wheels. Our first goal is the side engines. They're in the next stage. Got that. Then the decoupler. Then we have some time and control to make conditions right for the LVT. Yeah. Should be fine. So, there we go. 8.2 kilometers at not more than 340 meters per second. Actually, that speed might be a problem. And I don't think we are safe to drop downwards through that same window. In case we go through it too fast. Although we're probably within burnout range, the booster will burn out before 17 kilometers, so we might decelerate some using that. Oh shit, there's some heavy wobble being induced here. We're probably crossing the Mach threshold, yeah. So, hopefully things will stabilize a bit now. I'm going to disable the torque. Oh yes, we made it for the... Things are super scary with the wobbling, but we made it with the radial engines. Yeah, they work. And now we need to do the booster. 18 kilometers at 320 meters per second. Oh shit! Why is that happening? Is it because one of them isn't working? Alright, we're ditching the separator test. Okay, here we go. Yeah, one of these engines wasn't performing well due to the decoupler under it, I think, or the winglet lower down under it. Anyway, now we are go for this test. So we are going to try and not exceed 390 meters per second, which should work out fine, and then light the LVT 45. Boom, did that. Now we need to go down actually, and then separate this and fire the 48.7S. If I was fast enough, then I could have done it, but now we have to wait a bit, which is fine, doesn't matter. I reckon these 4 parachutes should be sufficient to drop down this stage safely. Let's see. Oh, the speed could be a problem for the Rockomax, because we need to be flying at 320 meters per second when this deploys. And I'm not sure if it'll be falling that fast, so we might have to do like a pogo flip where we come down through the magic range and then accelerate up through it again. But nevertheless, I think we have enough delta V to perform such a stunt. Let's see what happened here. We got science, so we have jet engines, I think. Debris was landed safely, that's also nice. Ah, we got 88.2%, that's really nice. Contract complete, we got science, yes, wonderful. So we have jet engines for the next adventure, that's good. So 320 meters per second, I'm going to fire engines to keep it at that level. Oh, it should be below 420, that's actually fine-ish. So, there we go. There we go, that contract's now completed as well. Let's just fire the engine a little bit to get away from that debris pile. And of course to make for the KSC for maximum refunds. Right, that should be some more. Oh, man! We only got 35% back. Probably because there was still fuel in it. Which was heavy, which invalidated all these parachutes. Well, invalidated them, made them too weak. So I should have maybe emptied it of fuel. Then again, we got money back for the fuel. Oh well. And we got lots of reputation and lots of money and lots of science. So, overall mission success. Funds, I don't think we're gonna get I don't think we're gonna get back what we need to make money cash-wise, because we started with like 90 grand. And although we are going to get a big chunk from this thing, I don't think it'll be 10 grand. I mean, this thing is about 2, 3, 4. It will be a near thing. So we won't have lost a lot of money. That's one thing. Oh, shit! Maybe we will lose a lot of money. That was lots of debris that just sheared off. Oh well, doesn't even really matter to get this back. We're at 80 grand of funds. What happened there? Was that just... Yeah, it failed due to aerodynamic stress. Well, fine. We don't even care so much whether anything comes back, because, well, it's worth some money, but it's not even worth a lot of money. And we're already very happy with the science, and we can now start building R&D planes, which is maybe a horrendously bad idea, because maybe it will be, I don't know, just inefficient to test these things that way, but it seems like fun. It also seems reckless to do that from an island, where it will be very hard to land, because we will have to nail the landing strip. Might have to select a different launching site to do that, actually. Oh, the parachute deployment in time warp worked fine. That doesn't always happen. Ooh, delicious ice cold coffee. Ugh. Yeah, we'll get about $1 grand on the parachute, and a similar amount on the probe core. But we're missing again. We're missing a similar amount again on the engine assembly, which is a pity. Anyway, as I said before, we're just very happy that we didn't lose everything. That's basically the goal, and most importantly, we got science, and that is one thing I like. In my previous Real Solar System series, the KSP to Mars thing, money obviously wasn't a problem because the mechanic didn't exist, but science really was, because there's no minmus to get science from. The planet is huge, and was really hard to get science points. Now the contracts, whilst making things difficult with money, do provide another way to get science, which well, makes the progression a little bit less predictable, which is nice. So we in effect paid 6 grand in this mission for 130 science, which is a deal I'd take any time of the week, any time of day. Right, jet engines. Oh my god, what's going to happen? I've never built a successful plane yet. Or we could go for fuel lines, but that's so mundane. Jet engines. Boom. Let's play with that. Let's switch our launch site actually. Can we do that from the tracking station? Yeah. What is a nice... We need some flat area. Desert launches? Amagir? Palm Machine? Semnan? Baikonur, the Cosmodrome? No, let's go for the Hamagir. That sounds nice. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Right, spaceplane hangar, and then we'll see about fast forwarding sometime. No, first, of course, mission control. Question for the chat: what's a reasonable cruising altitude for a simple plane? Ooh, science data from space. We can do this again once we need money. We will just accept that. No, we will not just accept that. 21 kilometers, that's a tad high, I feel. 18 kilometers, but going really slowly. Can probably do that. Landed at Kerbin, that's a no-brainer, we can easily do that. Test a parachute in flight, this one is actually fairly good, it gives us 10 grand. But once a test fairly high. This also wants a test fairly high. Damn it. I suppose we'll have to make a test plane to see if we can make it to 25-ish kilometers. I suppose we'll just have to do tests. And furthermore, I suppose that as long as we make things that don't crash, it shouldn't be all that expensive, because we can recover a lot. Yeah, I only have the regular jet engine. Trial plane. I only have the regular jet engine, and by all regards, this is probably a fairly bad idea, but I don't mind that so much. We're gonna have a abort system in place. Here. 2 fuel tanks. The jet engine, obviously. And let's get 2 intakes, like right over there. I'm making this based 100% on the rule of cool, by the way. I have not really any idea what I'm doing. I'm not confident with a rocket jet hybrid. I could try. I mean, it would be fun. I mean, screw confidence, right? Let's do it. That means the central core of this thing will be a rocket. Do we have something? We can mount the booster on top maybe and try to fire that at 20 kilometers. That will get us the RT booster test. Oh man, this is not going to be a profitable venture, I don't think. Oh! Chat is telling me that for these engine tests you can like right click it and then say run test. You don't have to actually keep it unfired for the duration. Oh, that is really nice. Thanks. That's really nice. I had no idea. Right. We are going to build a mad plane rocket hybrid. Wait, do I not have gearbase? Aw, damn it! Why does anyone allow a plane to be built with no gearbase? What crazy world is this? Ah well, we'll have to land on parachutes. I have a feeling this is going to go terribly wrong. Terribly, terribly wrong. We might have to do another mission. We might have to somehow get get more science before attempting this. Damn it! Right, there we go. Intake time. Two intakes per engine seems reasonable. I think so. We don't have any wings. That's a bit of a problem. This thing is going to cost all our funds. This is also a bit of a problem. And this is probably not enough wing space. I don't think this will work. I don't think this will work. This seems like a really bad idea. Any comments on that? 5 intakes per engine. Really? Okay then. Let's. How much do these cost? I don't think we can afford that. I mean, that's 10 intakes. That's 35 grand just in intakes. This is crazy. It's too heavy. The wings are in the wrong place. I am not filled with confidence. We make 2 wings? Oh no. This will do nothing. It will fly backwards or flip, and it doesn't have landing gear. No, we'll save it, but we'll keep it in the hangar for now. We'll keep it in the hangar for now, okay? Rip itself to shreds, that's more likely. And if that happens, we are toast. T-O-A-S-T. So what do we need for better plane stuff? More skills, that's one thing. But also I want this delta wing. This is nice. Is there a difference, like, apart from aesthetics, from the swept wings and the delta wings? Because in my mind these delta wings are amazing and those swept wings are horrible, but is that true? Or is that fiction? It does seem we have to work with this for now. This doesn't seem workable. I will leave this here and we'll make another science rocket then, shall we? And then we'll endeavor to go to the moon with a goo canister. Just that. Yeah. That seems like a much better idea. Alright, stay put, Nick. Reaction wheel. And we'll make it simple this time, because we only need to go to space. Remember, we don't actually need to do anything useful. We don't need to establish orbit or any of that stupid stuff. We can just have a basic rocket like this. That should be enough. Surely. And we'll make a small upper stage just to make the landing a little bit more palatable. That also means that the SES unit will go in here. We will make this. And go on. This is a little bit repetitive. We are just doing essentially the same thing over and over again. That is a risk. Oh, the debris hit hard. Yeah, that's the stuff that crashed. That's a drawback of the contracts, maybe. Anyway, we're testing a solid booster, which we will attach to the side. Which we will save with a Sepratron. And like make like sort of safe like this. I think this wouldn't cause too much problems. I hope they don't. Right. We will fire that at 20 kilometers. That is no problem at all. And the TT-70 radial decouplers was landed at Kerbin. That's also not a problem. We'll just fire them whilst we landed. Separaton orbiting won't work. Rockomax brand decoupler in flight over Kerbin. Yeah, I liked Nathan's suggestion of putting them on girders. Can we do that? Yeah. It is a tad expensive to put 2 of them. Maybe we can put like 1 of them on top of the thing. Yeah. That will work out fine, I think. Yeah, it will make us need the... We will also put Separatrons on that to make that safe. It needs to fly away from the rocket after all. You have the Rockomax decoupler. Yeah, I think this is it. We will attach parachutes to the other thing. This here. Oh, and of course we shouldn't forget our science, because otherwise we won't get paid. We will do the same thing. We will now get a Goog result from the lower atmosphere. From the lower atmosphere and from space. The thing from space will not give us any useful money, but it is required for the contract, obviously. Observe mystery goo on 1. Coward. Just going for the safe and boring mission. Yeah, I think this should do it. And afterwards we're going to try and build a moon rocket, because screw it, then we need to do it. Oh, chat is noting that the decoupler like this will stick on the upper stage, which is a very good point. We don't want that to happen. I'm pressing revert flight, which isn't really allowed in any kind of fair game, but then again, recovering and relaunching would have had the same effect. Now, of course, we do need to flip the Separatrons, because otherwise that will just push things down. Right, now to look at the staging, we will start with our liquid fuel engine, obviously. No, we will start with our decouplers that we need to test on the ground. Liquid fuel engine first. Then we will have these boosters firing, together with those. Where are my... Yeah, those will fire together. At least, is that a good idea? Yeah, 20 kilometers on these. And the Rockomax... No, the Rockomax happens first. That is at 14 kilometers. So that's this one. With those Separatrons. And then these boosters fire. Yeah, and they also detach immediately. That's actually not even needed. I can just use them to get a small boost. I was thinking to just shoot them off like missiles, but that's not very safe. But it is fun. Let's do that anyway. Getting some quality German engineering here in chat is appropriately slamming our resident German for being precise. Well, I like it because my rockets and my funds stay in my pocket. That's good. So then we set off that, and then yeah, there we go. I think that's a mission. Yeah, delta V on the first stage has been reduced just ever so slightly, but we have a second stage. So yeah, looking good. Go. And it turns out our German engineer actually is an engineer, so hey, who knew? Nice. Right, we'll have a nice night launch out here in the desert. Or we could fast forward. Let's fast forward to a daytime launch. We like that better. Oh no, that's a really horrendous idea because now the electric charge is gone. Right, let's revert to the vehicle assembly building and also add some batteries. Fortunately, our hardware hasn't really cost us anything yet. Boom. Actually, this is an expensive toy again. We are at just under 60 grand. Wow, costs skyrocket. Awesome. Now we can we actually, can we? No, I was gonna say now we can fast forward time, but the battery is still depleting, so that's a stupid idea. Okay, time to make some money. Boom, money made. Debris exploded. That was the point. Okay, going up, pulling up the contract window. We don't have any wings. We are not very aerodynamic, to say the least. We have sort of a high cross section. The first thing coming up is the Rockomax decoupler. 14 kilometers. 14.2, traveling below 460 meters per second. That's what we need to keep in mind. Chat is asking for a day launch. I could have done that with a little bit more clicking. I could have visited the tracking center. But I tried fast forwarding here and then the electricity depleted and I panicked and I launched. So unfortunately no. But it should be quick because I'm launching, shooting off these things and then just doing time acceleration and then we'll start and build a moon thing, for which I am quite apprehensive. We need more cash for that and we don't have it. And also I want fuel lines for that and we don't have those either. It might just end up being a straight, oh hey moon, boom, impactor mission. Would be fun. Right. 14 kilometers. We are not at the speed threshold yet. Yet our liquid fuel is on the verge of running out. I am worried. 14.2 kilometers. We are on the verge of crossing the speed threshold for the booster test. There, let's do the booster test. There it goes. That was that. Now we have some money from that. Awesome. And lots of science. Now we need to test the solid fuel boosters at 20.2 kilometers. That's going well. We can test them now. Off they go. Nice. I think they encountered some trouble. And now we get to continue on upwards with our second stage. And I hope we actually get to make it to space, because the first thing burned out a hell of a lot quicker than I was anticipating. But oh hey, we got some... Oh, the debris hit hard. Oh, that's the booster. We don't care about that. Contract complete. That was nice. Debris hit hard. Okay, now we're just waiting for the debris to hit softly. Oh shit, we might not even make it to space today. $160. I wonder if that counts. We might not even make our most lucrative contract. That would be shit. Oh man. How is our electricity doing? Wait, how the hell did we burn 5 kilometers per second, not even going up to space? Too low thrust to weight ratio, I suppose. What? I didn't anticipate that at all. Damn, that's a problem. Well, I'm on time acceleration. Let's see, does this count as space? No, doesn't count as space yet. We are going up to 160. Hopefully that counts as space. Does 50 count as space? No, aw, damn it, that would be shit. We should have had the boosters attached when they fired. Oh no, it's not space. 160.3. Not space. Not space. Damn it! That's a problem. Well, let's deploy the parachute and hope that we don't burn up, so we can at least use the goo. We can use 2 goos at the lower atmosphere level. That's something at least. And the debris landed safely. That's something as well. That's also nice. We got 7 grand back. It landed safely, but we only got 26% back. What the hell is that based on? Like distance from the KSC, but what KSC? Oh shit, did launching from the desert just screw us over? Oh man. That's harsh. Well, here we are. Let's see if we burn up or not. There's literally 0 control. Oh, did our... What happened? What just flew off? Oh, the engine assembly again. That's not very securely attached. But at least we have our goo canisters. Well, it's still upper atmosphere. I want them from the lower atmosphere. Damn it. This is a disappointment. Can I get the goo canisters to run? Keep data? Yeah. Keep the goo from there. That's we get like 0% for... I mean, the debris from this rocket landed completely safely. It gave us 25%, where it should have given us, in my opinion, like 90 to 95. Because we weren't far from the launching place at all. So let's see what gives with that. I wouldn't be surprised if the distance from the launch site is calculated from some predetermined point and not actually the launch site, because in the stock game there's just one launch area, and well, that complicates things. Shit. We failed to recover our stage and we might very well be bankrupt now. I mean, not actually bankrupt, there is 44 grand in the bank. But that is the lowest amount of money we've realistically had so far. Chat's going on about coffee, maple syrup, country stuff. In case you didn't know, I'm from Holland myself. So we've got 2 Dutch, German and a Canadian in the chat today. That's nice. Welcome as always. And damn it. Yeah, look at that. We are officially, according to the game, 15,500 kilometers from the KSC, so we get 30% of our stuff back. That's not enough. We crippled our space program by launching from the desert. Shit. We did unlock fuel lines though. That's nice. Damn. That's rough. I feel shortchanged. Where was that island one? That was quite alright. We got lots of refunds from that. Back to lawn mowing to finish the next launch is what the chat is saying. I don't want to mow lawns. I have to do it for real tomorrow probably because it's getting really long. God damn it! The plane is the plane project is in shambles because, well, I just don't know how to make planes and we don't have the proper parts. Science data. We do this. Just make it quick and dirty. I'm actually sick of these R&D missions. They were fun to... Oh, we get to test the mainsail on an escape trajectory? No, that's fun. I take everything back. That's fun. We are gonna get a mainsail to escape. Yes. With the things we have. That should be... that should be something. Alright, our mission now is to get a mainsail to escape the planet Earth. It is the biggest engine we can match. Oh shit. It's the biggest engine and we only have the smallest tanks. Mainsail escapades. Yeah, mainsail escapades. This is not going to be manned. There can be no payload. There can be no payload. We need to bring science from space. So we will make the science assembly inside here. We will make an antenna on top. The sad thing is that almost none of this will be recoverable, sadly. So we'll probably not make any money again. All right. Antenna there. No, come on, I want the antenna squarely on top. Right. We will not use a reaction wheel because we have a gimbaling monstrosity of an engine. Let's see. This will be a tall nightmare. Like so. Oh, this is so expensive. It's 19 grand. Oh, we might not be able to afford enough fuel to send it off properly. Because this doesn't even have anywhere near the delta V we will need. I will add wings. This might have to become a heavily asparagus staged affair. Which decoupler is the cheapest? None of them are cheap. It might come to a cost-cutting scenario again. Oh, god damn it. Right, this is already too expensive. And it's still getting us nowhere. We need about 15 kilometers per second of delta V to do this, I reckon. We can't very well have a upper stage with a mainsail in it, can we? I mean, this is 7. This won't even get us into orbit. Why is the mainsail so heavy and so inefficient? Do we actually use a mainsail upper stage? And then have a small decoupler. And then I have this whole assembly with the regular engines. I'm struggling here. Please go first. That doesn't help at all. Oh yeah, because the specific impulse difference is only 10 seconds. Oh, damn it. How on earth are we going to... make this happen? Oh wait, I should still... I didn't do it properly. 7 kilometers per second. We just add loads of fuel more? Loads more fuel? The problem with the mainsail is that it's so heavy. It's its own payload. Doesn't even matter. Oh. Also, I sincerely wonder if we could get this into space in a decent fashion. 8 kilometers per second with nothing in payload except empty fuel tanks and the engine itself. Chat is going on in the meantime about names, about the name of Jessup. Nathan Jessup. Yeah, I made Jesse P. Oops. It ain't gonna work. No, chat is consenting with me that this is not gonna work. That's a pity. Also, we're up to 200 grand for costs here. Screw that. But we did get the advance money from the mainsail guys. Perhaps we can use that to go to the moon. Explore the moon. That will give us an advance as well. Yeah, now we have 116 funds to go explore the moon. And we will worry about the goons from the mainsail company later. Yeah, this is a nice moon exploration vehicle. It just needs some extra batteries. So, yeah, we actually don't have any power generation. So, yeah, we need lots of batteries. Actually. I think this would be enough for a trip to the moon, just based on nothing. Let's delete this. Let's have this as an upper stage. Maybe we can't, maybe we even have to shake the science payload. Just because a moon mission... This is 5 kilometers per second of delta V. We're not gonna go for a landing from the moon, that would be too ambitious. Hello, General Manager, coming in chat, saying we don't need that big a rocket. The aim for that big rocket was to send a mainsail engine on an escape trajectory as imposed by a contract. Unfortunately, that proved to be impossible. They did give us a 30... What was it? I think it was about 30,000 in advance. So that's nice. And we'll never pay that back. And we'll try now with a fairly simple asparagus staged rocket to make it to the moon with an absolutely minimal payload using that money they gave us. And then we'll worry about the future later. Right, I think these things will require engines as well. We'll put a 45 on the bottom and we'll put 30s on the sides. And we'll put parachutes on the stages as well, just to make sure they get home safely. And we'll put separatrons on them, so they separate safely. See, we think of everything in this space program. We think of absolutely everything. And then it goes horribly wrong. So we start with engines. Then we start with separators, along with parachutes, and then we get more engines. That's 10 kilometers per second of delta V. That's not enough. Also, I want a reaction wheel over here. So we add more fuel. And that has reached our budgetary... that has made our budgetary maximum. Right. So these things go off first. Let's do the staging. That will be this, as well as this, as well as that. Then the rest, then that. Now we have 11 kilometers per second of delta V. If I remember from the KSP to Mars series, then this is not enough. This is not enough. Damn it. Also, I have serious doubts as to whether this thing will fly in its current shape and form. Let's see, 9 kilometers per second to get to orbit, then 2 kilometers per second to get to the moon, and not a lot of time to get to wait for maneuvers and such, because we're hampered by electric charge. That means we're ditching the experiments and going straight for the achievement. 12, that's a whole kilometer per second extra. It also could mean we're ditching the reaction wheels and doing it with wings. Oh, it's only 100 meters per second more. Also, that means that we can now almost afford the rocket. Let's see, the breathe hit hard, that's old. The contract for the moon, does that call for science? Achieve orbit around the moon. Then this is the only thing we could do. Damn it. Would an impactor count as landing? Shit. We're near the max for these engines anyway. For their ISP. I can add more fuel, but we don't have the money for it. Screw this. Do we make a 6-way asparagus stage? We could make the asparagus stages a bit higher. And then we'd have to ditch the reusability. Wait, are these parachutes secretly really cheap? No. Let's see what this does. Just going up to 11. This is not going to work with the funds we have. 6-way asparagus might do it. Another stage might also do it. We're still working with a fairly decent thrust to weight ratio. Let's try another stage. With a tiny engine. Is this one more efficient? No, it's horrendously inefficient. But it's very light though. Maybe that will compensate. I wonder. Now the stages are fucked up. Here's this engine. Oh, that actually reduced delta V because this engine is very inefficient. Nice one there. What if we do a tiny fuel tank? No, that made things worse. So we're best off ditching that entire stage. Whoa! Yes, let's do it like this. Now the whole rocket is gone. Damn it. Control Z. Control Z again. Will this bring back the rocket? Yes, it will. Alright. But this is going nowhere. The plane isn't going anywhere. I had this problem in the KSP to Mars series as well. The real solar system just isn't very conducive to hindered progression or something. We could grind on, get more money. What? Hydraulic detachment manifold. Test that in orbit. This is nicely. We could try this. An orbit that's just out of the. Ooh, that changes everything. Damn it, another rocket to do? Yeah, let's do it. Let's test the hydraulic detachment manifold. Orbiting Kerbin at 168,900 to 180,900. We can probably do that. Boom. What are these contracts based on? I was just about to give up, but we found something that we can do. Hydra. Hydra. Right. We have our orbital rocket, which we will improve. Hey, maybe we can do that. We can just get the Orbit Sciences. Was that the one we launched? No, this was not the one we launched. Orbiter, was this the one? I'm trying to look for the orbital rocket that actually went somewhere. This is not it. Ah, hell, we'll make a new one. Hydra. Stay put, Nick Core. Oh no, wait, we supposedly have something here. Right. I will have a 2.5 tank per stage. This is not a rocket that will return. We have a little bit more capability, so we can... Do we have a contract for science from space? Yeah, so we need to do that as well. So we get goo canisters inside. We get a small engine. We get those hydraulic detachment manifolds. Oh, they're heavy. We'll put that on the top then. Because that'll be nice for aerodynamics, you know? But I really don't want to bring two. Hell, I'll bring two and beef up the rocket accordingly. System, and of course batteries. So 6 of those, and I'll have a G45 in the center. And let's see, the cheapest decouplers are these. Two-way split. I have 30s on that. 3 engines to start with. Then this thing fires. Right, should be just about orbital capable. No, we will make this decent. We'll have it have aerodynamic nose cones, separatrons to separate away. And fuel lines in order to not go crazy. Let's see, we have all the delta V for an orbit, just any old orbit. We don't have the thrust to weight ratio for one though. This liftoff will be inefficient. So we could add more asparagus. Or we could add boosters, or we could do both. I'm partial to boosters because we are running out of funds. Some people getting food and stuff going away. See you guys later. You will definitely catch the recap on YouTube or just the full archive, really. Glad to have had you, obviously, and see you around. I'm going to launch this and hopefully then make lots and lots of money. That thing is going over there. All these engines are going to fire first, and then these will separate out first. Together with these separatrons. Yeah, these. And these parachutes. Yeah. So now we have 11.6. Still not with a huge thrust to weight ratio though. That is a bit of a concern. Adding boosters is so haphazard. No, I shall not add boosters. Also, let's just check real quick if there isn't a solar panel available. That would be very nice. No, no solar panel available. I will add some wings. So far the moon isn't really in our sights. Well, that's too bad. We are going to test these hydraulic manifold decouplers in orbit. If it doesn't work out, then we're screwed. Our horrible thrust to weight ratio will be fixed relatively soon, and well, here we go really. Here goes nothing, it's better. I think if this launch fails, the whole series is over. I want some progress, damn it. And if I'm not getting it, I will think of something else to do. I'm not really enjoying the whole incredible struggle too much. Also, I'm going to fix these struts before we take off. Boom. Right on, there we go. Ready to fly. At 180 grand out of a budget heavily supported by loan sharks of 190 grand. That's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Right. Why are the struts not attached? I attached them. I need struts. We're not going to... We need the struts. Chat is concurring with me that I'm making things too hard on myself. And I tend to agree. We'll see how this goes. If we get a bunch of science, maybe it would be interesting to just check out the whole real solar system thing and see how that changes things, especially orbits that are already established. We'll see how this goes. If this fails, we might do just that and we'll have 10,000 to make a tiny rocket that can go anywhere. Right, firing it up now. I do like the rockets better in real solar system, but maybe I made the parts too expensive, or... Well, one thing is for sure, the tech tree is just not really made for real solar system, nor are the stock engines and parts. So I might have to do other mods to get more realistic everythings. But with 0.24, lots of things are not quite compatible yet. So maybe I'm just being too quick with the whole, oh my god, let's do real solar system and be awesome thing. I like it though, I like the idea of that, but... Well, it does also sort of have to work. If it doesn't, then things are just plain not fun. Right, here we are. Possibly pitched over a little bit too fast, but the rocket so far is flying pretty well. Also, just the time in the VAB that's frustrating, because the flying is actually pretty cool, and that's where real solar system veritably shines, but it does make designing everything quite a little bit more of a pain than it usually is. Also, debris refund doesn't work well with the variable launch site bits. Oh, we're getting lots of oscillation. Oh shit! I think the rocket is toast. I know the rocket is toast. That was a SES-induced horror story. Well, we got to 13 kilometers, you guys. Nicely spread out. But... yeah, not the outcome we were really hoping for. Oh shit! Well, you're back at a nice time. We get a shotgun spray of debris. Well, I'll use a revert. Do the cheat. Not use. No, chat is saying that the contract system isn't very compatible with RSS. I completely agree. I'm just going to try and fly this rocket without SAS because I have a feeling that shook it apart. And well, if that goes horribly wrong again, I'm not seeing the fun value in continuing to grind for science just to do missions that we've basically already seen in the KSP to Mars series. So after this launch, whether it works or not, we can do something else. We can go have a go at the XCOM campaign, or I could load up some of the stranger vessels from KSP contracting, or I could do another game altogether. Just got some Hearthstone, got a new expansion. I am itching to play some StarCraft, which I haven't done in a year, I think. Could do some RPGing, could do possibly The Witcher 2, although not sure if my save game is in a very interesting spot. Could do anything really. Oh shit, well, we were very pitched over, and I don't know why, but I had SAS and it. Whoa, wow! The stage recovery doesn't really work either. Nice. Okay, this was very much up to me, but I do like how far makes the crashes a little bit more crazy. Alright. Chat is asking to launch the Borg just for fun. I will go ahead and do that. It's in a different install, so I'm going to stop the stream and restart KSP and, well, then be back basically. Consider this the end of KSP Live in its current format. We will definitely resume streaming, I will definitely continue streaming. But I'll have to think up something else to do. Maybe just probably another set of mods. I'm thinking better than starting manned combined with the difficulty mods, but in the stock solar system, so that things are a little bit more carefree. Yeah. So we are now broke. We are now broke, and yeah, I'm going to launch the KSP contracting thing, and we'll see how that Borg ship does. I'll be back in about 5 minutes with that.